economic collapse.
Inflation is transitory, and the Fed is working on that. They have a plan. In fact, when the call came in from Vladimir Zelensky, who wasn't Vladimir Zelensky, let me tell you something. If your organization can't figure out if that's actually the leader of Ukraine on the phone, you shouldn't have a credit card, let alone be in charge of the Fed. I'm just saying. But once again, a central banker is fooled by this group of people that are posing as Vladimir Zelensky and then recording it. And it's not on the phone. Apparently, it's a video conference call.
How are they falling for a
video
conference call? Yeah.
Yeah, don't know. Don't know. But maybe, just the computer rings. And you just, hang on. I've got a FaceTime call coming in. It's Vladimir Zelensky. We didn't hear from your people or anything. How'd you get my number? Well, let me tell you all my deepest, darkest secrets that I'm not going to tell everybody else, but I'll tell you, Vladimir, because you're trustworthy. Here's what Powell said. Now, this is not what he's telling the American people. Listen to this.
But what we're going to find is that growth in 2022 was positive but modest. It was subdued. So 1% around that level. In terms of this year, most forecasts call for the U.S. economy to continue to grow, but at a pretty subdued level. Mm-hmm. So growth of less than 1%.
Less than 1%. So stop for a second. Does anyone on the planet think that growth of less than 1% is really growth? I mean, I think that's probably in the margin of error.
Yeah. And I honestly, considering what other economists are saying, growth of under 1% would be positive.
Yes, it would.
Compared to what they're actually predicting, which is recession.
Right. So he's maybe in the spin zone where he's like, but Vlad, listen, we can keep sending you those bullets because our growth is like crazy right now.
Crazy high 0 point something numbers.
Yeah. It's great. We are on track for another record year, and I mean that. Here he is.
But we would tell you that a recession is almost as likely as very slow growth.
Wait.
That's not what you tell us.
That's a fact, and I think that is partly because of us having raised rates quite a bit.
Oh,
but this is what it takes to get inflation.
Whoa! Why are we having a recession according to the Fed chair? Because the Fed is raising rates. Now, wait a minute. I got to get my arms around this. This is a whole new concept that raising rates puts people out of work, makes it harder for them to put food on the table. It's a whole new concept. Give me 60 seconds to digest it because there's more coming. Well, hang on just a second. I want to make sure I understand this. So we're in a recession. Why? Because, or we could have a recession, according to Jerome Powell, just as likely. Why? Because they're raising interest rates. Stu, why are they raising interest rates?
Because of inflation? Trying to get inflation under control?
Get inflation. What is the definition of inflation?
With too many dollars chasing too few goods?
So what is the real problem? We have too many dollars and we have too few goods. So there's two things you can do there.
Right.
You can get people working to make more goods, or you can get rid of all of those dollars. Okay. The first thing you do, if you want to get rid of dollars, what's the first thing you do?
Raise interest rates?
No. The first thing you do, if your house is underwater because you had a faucet that just blew, a pipe that just blew. What would the first thing you would do?
Turn off the water.
You'd turn off the water.
So stop printing money.
You'd stop printing money. That's a great idea. So the first thing you would do, now I'm not a plumber, nor am I a printer, but I am a thinker. The first thing you would do is shut the printing press off. Okay. All right. Is our government doing that? No.
What's the reverse of the government doing that?
Right.
They're doing more of it.
Is he saying in here that we should stop our out-of-control spending?
He is not.
No, he's not. Instead, he says we're going to cripple people. Now, I'm going to let you hear it from his own mouth, but there are other options. Again, I don't have my degree, which would, I think, make me blind to all of the real solutions and the real problems. So I wear that as a badge of honor. But I don't have a degree in economics. But I think I have some solutions next.
And but what we're going to find is that growth in 2022 was positive but modest. It was subdued. So 1% around that level. In terms of this year, most forecasts call for the U.S. economy to continue to grow, but at a pretty subdued level. So growth of less than 1%, let's say. But we would tell you that a recession is almost as likely as very slow growth. So that's a fact, and I think that is partly because of us having raised rates quite a bit. But this is what it takes to get inflation down. To get inflation off of the high, we've had inflation at its highest level in 40 years. To get inflation to come down, what we need is a period of slower growth so that the economy can cool off, so the labor market can cool off, so that wages can cool off. And so that's how inflation comes down. That's the only way we know to bring inflation down.
No, it's not.
And it can be painful, but we don't know of any painless way for inflation to come down.
Okay. So first of all, let me ask you something. How are these guys? I mean, what is Vladimir, the fake Vladimir, saying to get into these conversations and to have? Does he's just calling the central banks and like, listen, it's Vladimir. I want to know, tell me stuff that you will not tell your own people. Yes, I'm just calling for confidential information that you want to keep on the QT as we set up a new world government. What is he asking? What are they expecting to get on the phone? Yes, central bank. I just want to know. I know you're not my central bank. I have nothing to do with you. But I want to know, what is your plan? What are they saying to get on the phone with these people?
It's incredible. And that they keep falling for it. And we've been talking a lot about AI. This is just the beginning of this.
Oh, it's crazy.
Every single one of these people is going to fall for one of these calls.
It's crazy.
Right?
I mean, it's great. I mean, because, it'll expose things,
Great's not the word I would use for this.
Well, no, I think it's great because it'll expose things and then nobody will do anything about it, which is a total change.
Oh, that kind of great.
Now, listen. So he says it's an equal chance that we're going into a recession, and that's a fact. Have you heard that fact said to the American people?
Not from him.
No, not from him.
Not from anyone in the government.
Not from him. Okay. So we have 40-year highs of inflation. Pretty bad. That's a fact. So the only way to do it is to slow growth, slow down labor, and slow down wages. So let me get this right. Let me use regular faithful speak. I'm sitting there not having a Bud Light at the end of the bar, and this hoity-toity guy comes to me and he says, well, we got to slow growth. We got to slow down labor and wages. Now, I think what he's saying here in bar talk is he's going to throw a wrench into our economy, and then he's going to get a bunch of us fired, and then the rest of us are going to have sucky wages, because that's the only way out. Really? No. Here's another idea. You could tell people to get their ass off the couch and go back to work, because this sugar daddy teat off of Uncle Sam ain't giving you any more milk. How about that one? That would be good. We could have a return of labor, which if labor returns and we don't have to pay, in blood for all that labor, maybe we could make more products. Then we could also just shut the printing press off for the United States government. He's saying the only thing we can do is screw the American people. That's what he's saying. The only thing we can do is hurt the American people, because they don't matter anyway. The last thing we want to do is piss off Congress. We don't want to piss off the Senate. And besides, we're all in it, because remember, I'm the head of the Federal Reserve Bank, a wholly owned private company made up of, well, dare I say it, banks like J.P. Morgan Chase. Am I the only one? It's like I feel like I'm standing in a crowd and everybody is going, wow, this is fantastic. And I'm like, wait, no, but he's saying he's going to put you out of business and he's going to hurt I know, but he's really got it under control. No, he's the guy who caused all of these problems. I know, but look at his hair, right? And he's on the phone with Vladimir Zelensky. That guy's great. No, I think he's a criminal too. What a conspiracy theorist. I just feel like I'm standing in a crowd going, would somebody wake up?
And you're not even seemingly that worried, in fact, that a fake Vladimir Zelensky can get on the phone with Jerome Powell on a video call somehow with AI, which is right around the corner, where we are now, we talked to a woman who had not a famous person like Vladimir Zelensky, but
her
daughter who had like 5 sentences spoken on the internet converted into a hostage tape. We're around the corner of basically any voice being on the phone, and you're not going to know if it's real or not. And we're going. This is what we're dealing with. Not even our federal government can sift through this. What happens, Glenn, when someone makes a legitimate, seemingly sounding credible threat of nuclear attack?
What do you mean?
Vladimir Putin calls up...
Hey, Putin, we've got Vladimir Zelensky on the phone.
Right.
Really? Is it the real one? Yes, he said he was.
Right. What happens when one of our idiotic government officials falls for something like that? I mean, that's going to happen, maybe not to us, but somewhere. Certainly, we are so screwed. We are so screwed. That's why I keep getting every one of the ending of the conversations I have about these topics are just like, we're so screwed. That's how it always ends.
Oh, no. You got to end it differently now.
Okay.
Instead of saying I'm so screwed or we're so screwed, you say this. Wow, it's going to be an interesting time, won't it? I mean, it's going to be really, I'm fascinated to see how this is all going to work out.
Was this some sort of, why would I say that? It makes you feel better about it?
Yeah, it makes you feel a little better. It makes it,
like you're a disinterested onlooker.
You're like,
you know?
Because really, in some ways you are. It's up to Jesus now.
There's not much you can do anyway.
No. So. And so, I mean, we got to do our part, But when Jesus comes, it'll be like, wow, that Powell cat.
That was an interesting thing to play out.
I can't wait to see how that works when he's standing at the foot of Jesus. I don't think well, but who knows? I'm not here to judge.
It'll be fascinating to watch it.
Yeah,
to see what happens.
I'm not here to judge. Mm-hmm. I'm here to point out the guy's a stinking liar, and now that a fake Vladimir Zelensky bot talk to him on the phone. We now have the evidence, instead of it a conspiracy theory, we now know. Unless it was the real Vladimir Zelensky and Jerome Powell was the AI. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I like this new approach of yours because I think think about this like you're watching Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
His entire life is falling apart around him. His potential drug empire he may go to prison. He may be shot. He may be killed. And that whole time, this is pretty interesting to watch. I wonder what's going to happen. That's how I reacted to that.
Exactly right.
What if I do that with real life?
Okay, so I was just watching. My son wanted to watch Valkyrie with me.
Oh,
okay,
classic.
I love that. Okay, so we watched Valkyrie together, and the general is, he's like, I don't know, is Hitler dead? And I'm at the couch and I'm like, who cares if he's dead?
Right.
Move!
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And I said to my son, I have to get up. Those movies, and sometimes you get into that place where you're like, I can't watch this. And you're like, it's a show. Mm-hmm. That's the way you have to be. We've been walking around our couch going, I can't watch this. Oh my gosh, these people are so stupid. I can't watch this. Yeah.
Just watch it. Yeah, watch it. This is going to be really interesting to see how this plays out.
I bet I know how this ends.
Yeah.
Bet I know how this ends. Because that's the thing that we really have to start doing. You know how you're like, yeah, the kid wasn't seeing just dead people. Bruce Willis is dead too. Let's be spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I can't wait to see how that turns out. I know how it turns out. Okay? I'm going to spoil it for you.
It's disturbing. It's disturbing of a way to go through life, but I think it's going to be better. I think this new non-attached, like just disassociated approach to life will make regular life that much better.
Now, that doesn't mean I don't take it seriously. I certainly take it seriously.
I took Breaking Bad seriously. I was very interested in what would happen. I just didn't.
Since I'm guessing the ending, I'm not going to be in the movie theater going, oh my God. I'll be there going, yeah, I know. Crazy, isn't it? By the way, I've got everything packed in my camper. Bye-bye.
Including your Valkyrie DVD, which I will say, by the way, Valkyrie comes on TV, gotta watch it. I can't not watch it. If it comes on, I have to watch it. It's one of those movies. Every time it pops up, I'm going through the channels and I see Valkyrie. That's where I go.
And I think it was the first movie made when somebody who had a hand is missing a hand. And the CGI, just the hand and the eye, great stuff.
Really?
Yeah. He'll pop his eye out. He'll turn his back and you'll see him grab the glass eye and and he puts his eye back in. And then you're like, it's not the same color. Did you notice that? Not the same color. That's the kind of stuff that led us to this Vladimir Zelensky call.